This strange animal was captured near a river, drinking water. And the worst part is, this is not the only thing you're going to see today. From animals with disturbing deformities to creatures so bizarre they barely look real. Today, you will see the weirdest animals ever caught on camera. But get ready, because as the countdown moves forward, each animal will become stranger and harder to explain. So today, I promise you something. One way or another, this video is going to surprise you. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 10. Starting with the least strange animal on this list, but definitely not something you would call normal. While exploring the Ningaloo canyons off the coast of Australia, scientists aboard the research vessel Falkor came across something so unusual that even the researchers were amazed by it. They were deep underwater, using cameras to document marine life in a place most people will never see with their own eyes. And then, the camera captured this. At first glance, this almost looks like some kind of underwater spiral, or maybe a giant transparent rope floating through the ocean. But what you're looking at is a siphonophore. And the strangest part is that this is not exactly one animal in the way most people understand it. A siphonophore is actually a colony made up of many smaller organisms called zooids. Each one has a different job, but together they move and behave like a single living creature. That is what makes this clip so bizarre. It looks like one massive animal drifting through the deep sea, but in reality, it is more like an entire living system moving as one. And what makes it even more impressive is its size. Researchers estimated that this strange spiral was around 49 feet wide. And if this is the least weird animal on the list, imagine what comes next. Number 9. If the previous animal didn't seem strange to you, then tell me what you think about this one. This video was filmed in the waters of the Phu Quy off the coast of Vietnam, and after it appeared online, people started debating what it could be. Some believed it might be a strange octopus. Others think it could be a new or unknown species, but there is also a more skeptical explanation. Some viewers believe this may not be an animal at all, but rather plant debris or some kind of floating organic waste. And honestly, that theory makes sense when you look at the way it moves, or more accurately, the way it doesn't move. It seems to drift with the water instead of swimming or reacting like a living creature. Still, the shape is strange enough to make the clip hard to ignore. So, what do you think this is? A weird sea animal, or just something floating in the water? Number 8. Maybe the previous animal, or whatever it was, still didn't surprise you. But wait until you see this video recorded on Highway 23 in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana. Several drivers were left staring at the road because something was crossing the highway in a way they probably never expected. Watch this.
Somebody cut the tail off, or you got the tail bitten off. So they just gonna move fast off the road.
What makes this clip so strange is not just that there is a reptile walking across the road. It's the fact that it appears to be missing its entire tail. In animals like this, the tail is not just an extra part of the body. It is essential for swimming, balance, and even defense. So seeing one walking calmly across a highway in that condition is both disturbing and impressive. Wildlife specialists believe it may have lost its tail during a fight with another alligator, or possibly after an accident involving a boat. But somehow, the animal survived. And that is what makes the footage so hard to ignore. It is not moving perfectly, and it clearly went through something severe, but it's still alive, still walking, and still adapting. For the people who saw it on that road, this wasn't just a strange animal encounter. It was a reminder that in nature, even losing something that important does not always mean the end. Number 7. We're only at number 7, and the animal's already getting stranger and stranger. Watch this video and tell me if you know what animal this is. At first, it is easy to understand why this clip confused so many people online. Some viewers thought they were looking at a fox, others said it looked like a wolf. And because of its long legs and unusual body shape, some even started calling it a mythical creature or a chupacabra. But this animal is real. It is known as a maned wolf. And despite the name, it is not exactly a wolf, and it is not a fox either. It is a unique animal found in South America, famous for having long, thin legs, a frog-like face, and a body that almost makes it look like a deer. That is why some people refer to it as a fox deer. Its diet is just as unusual as its appearance. It can eat small mammals, but it also eats a lot of fruit and berries, which makes it very different from the kind of wolf most people imagine. So even though this video may look like something out of a legend, the truth is almost just as strange. This is a real animal, and it looks like nature mixed 3 different creatures into one. Number 6. If the previous animal looked strange to you, then at number 6, things start moving into creepy territory. Watch this video and tell me what you think this animal is. This may look like some kind of deformed creature, or even something that doesn't belong on an ordinary farm. But in reality, this is a male goat from a very unusual breed known as the Damascus goat. This breed is originally associated with the Middle East, especially regions like Syria and Saudi Arabia, and it is a domesticated animal commonly raised for milk production. But what makes this particular animal so unsettling is its appearance. Damascus goats are already known for having a very unusual face compared to other goats, but this specific specimen appears to have a noticeable deformity in its skull, which makes it look even more disturbing. So even though the video may seem like it shows some unknown creature, the truth is that this is a real breed of goat. Just one with an appearance strange enough to make almost anyone look twice. Number 5. We're halfway through this list, and from this point on, we're entering unknown territory. This video was recorded in the Muzaffarpur district of Bihar, India, after a strange animal reportedly broke into a store during the night. By the next day, people had gathered outside because something unusual was still moving around inside. And this is what they saw. The animal in this video almost looks like a cat at first, but the longer you look at it, the stranger it becomes. Its body appears larger than a normal house cat, Its skin looks almost completely hairless, and its face has a shape that makes it difficult to identify right away. Some people online describe it as a mysterious creature, while others believe the explanation could be much more simple. It may have been a cat suffering from a severe case of mange, a condition that can cause an animal to lose most of its fur and look almost unrecognizable. That would explain why it looks so disturbing, even if it's actually a familiar animal underneath. Still, imagine walking into a store and seeing this hiding between the shelves. Even if it turns out to be just a sick cat, it is easy to understand why the people there were terrified. Number 4. For those of you who still aren't impressed, the animal in this next video will probably leave you thinking. Just look at this and tell me, what on earth is this? This video was reportedly recorded in Argentina, and it shows what appears to be a small canal with several strange creatures swimming through the water. The problem is that the quality of the footage is extremely low, so it is almost impossible to identify them with certainty. Some people online have claimed that the creatures look like bats with an almost humanoid appearance. And honestly, when you look at the way their bodies seem to float and move in the water, it is easy to understand why the video disturbed so many viewers. But there is no clear confirmation of what these animals actually are. They could be some kind of small animal caught in bad lighting, or something much more normal that only looks strange because of the camera quality and the dark water. Still, the clip is unsettling because there isn't just one of them. There are several. And when multiple unidentified shapes are moving through the same canal, it makes the entire scene feel even harder to explain. So what do you think? Are these strange animals, or is the low-quality footage making something ordinary look terrifying? Number 3. We've reached the top 3, and the animal you're about to see in this spot looks like something from another world. Just look at this. There is not much information about this video, but it was supposedly recorded outside Rovaniemi, Finland, during a winter morning. According to the story, a man named Michael Kornhonen walked outside after hearing soft knocking sounds against the exterior walls of his house. At first, he thought it was just a branch moving in the wind. But when he went to check, he found this strange animal near the house. The creature is difficult to identify. Its body, its movement, and the way it appears in the snow make it look almost unreal. And this is exactly why many people are skeptical. Some believe this is not a real animal at all, but an animation created with AI. And honestly, that explanation is possible, especially because there is very little context behind the clip. Still, real or not, the video is strange enough to make people stop and wonder what they are looking at. Because if this was actually filmed outside someone's home in the middle of a Finnish winter, and the question is simple, what kind of animal was standing there? Number 2. At this point, you're probably already impressed. But if you're not, congratulations, because that means you're not easy to surprise. So now tell me, what is this? This video was reportedly recorded in Bangkok, Thailand, in an urban drainage canal connected to Klong Saint Sep. According to the version that circulated online, several residents noticed something huge moving beneath the murky water. At first, they thought it might be a crocodile, But when municipal workers lowered a crane to pull it out, the shape of the animal made everyone start recording. And honestly, it is easy to see why. The body looks massive, swollen, and strangely deformed. It does not look like a normal crocodile at first glance. In fact, some people said it looked more like a giant mutant amphibian than a reptile. But the most skeptical explanation is that this may have been a dead crocodile in an advanced state of decomposition. If the body had been trapped underwater for some time, the water and gases from decomposition could have made it swell and lose its natural shape. That would explain why it looks so disturbing when the crane lifts it out of the canal. Still, even with that explanation, the image is hard to forget. Because whether it was a deformed crocodile, a decomposing animal, or something else entirely, this is not the kind of thing you expect to see being pulled out of the middle of a city. Number 1. And now, you're about to see the strangest animal on this list. Or, if we can even call this an animal. Just look at this thing. This disturbing video reportedly shows a strange creature that was apparently dragged onto a beach in China by the waves. And this is one of those clips where the more you look at it, the harder it becomes to understand what you're seeing. It has a shape that almost looks animal-like, but at the same time, it doesn't clearly resemble any normal creature. There is very little information about where exactly it came from, how long it had been in the water, or whether anyone ever officially identified it. It could be the remains of some marine animal, something badly decomposed by the ocean, or maybe even something that only looks alive because of its shape and texture. But without a clear explanation, the video is still disturbing. Because whatever this thing was, it looked less like an animal from the ocean and more like something the ocean was trying to get rid of. But wait, because there is still one more video I need to show you. Level 0. If you made it all the way to number 1 and still weren't impressed, then I had to show you something like this. There is very little information about this video, and you will probably think it was created with AI. And honestly, this is probably the most logical explanation. The clip appears to show a massive reptile drinking water from the edge of a river, with a body that looks almost prehistoric. But its shape, texture, and the way it appears in the scene make it feel more like an artificial creation than a real animal caught on camera. Still, that is exactly why I placed it here, outside the official ranking. Because real or fake, this is the kind of video that feels like it came from a world where something prehistoric never disappeared. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to watch another one of my videos, where I explore the scariest things ever captured underwater. Watch it here.